You really thought I'm gonna call you next day for FIFA?
It's 2015 and these guys are just killing it on YouTube with their viral comedy sketches. They went from nothing to working with the biggest Bollywood superstars, filling in massive auditoriums, getting huge brand deals and even releasing their own movie.
One of the most heart-warming movies I've seen in recent times.
It was super. The thing that comes out of the AIB production house had a lot of heart.
Simply, they were at the top of the game and the fans loved them. The boys were shining with the comedy. But it all came crashing down when the team found themselves in serious controversies.
FIR has been launched against AIB team.
Several team members were accused of sexual harassment and in 2019 the channel was dead and the fans were broken. This is the insane story of the rise and fall of AIB. In 2012, somewhere in Mumbai, AIB was started by these two stand-up comics Tanmay and Gursimran Kaur as a podcast on SoundCloud. It was a space where
we talk about contemporary issues that are plaguing the nation.
Gradually the show started getting traction and after a few episodes they were joined by two of their friends, Rohan and Ashish. The gang is complete and ready to take off. 2013, AIB was now on YouTube and they've just released their first series, AIB 365. They also created this show called It was a spoof of Bollywood award shows. The fans loved it.
It was amazing. It was
Good fun. We killed it.
The future for AIB was looking great. In 2014, they did the biggest live roast event in India, the AIB Knockout, with some of the biggest names from the industry.
Karan, you are fantastic at uplifting the already fucking uplifted.
It was something that Indian audiences has never seen before. The 2-hour-long roast was an instant hit on YouTube, getting millions of views within just 24 hours of its release. But this is where things got real bad for AIB.
FIR has been launched against AIB team.
गाली गलौच और भद्दे मजाक से भरे इस कॉमेडी शो पर समाज में अश्लीलता फैलाने का आरोप लगा है.
Suddenly, the road that once looked bright and clear for AIB was now looking bleak. A year later, they were touring Melbourne and they had just become one of the first independent creator group to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It's like the controversies were fueling AIB's growth. The boys had become stars and brands started noticing.
Hello and welcome to On Air with AIB. I'm Rohan Joshi.
And I'm Ashish Shah.
In 2016, the boys got their first web show on Hotstar. It was a news comedy series like Jon Stewart's and John Oliver. The show was a hit, but the audiences wanted more. Now by this time, AIB had grown into a larger team. So with larger crew and bigger budgets, they started doing different formats. Comedy sketches, podcast, collaboration with Bollywood stars and even interviewing Shah Rukh Khan.
Mr. Shah Rukh Khan.
They were touching the upper echelons of success and fame. They were living the dreams of the many. Everything seemed right until in 2017, the Me Too movement shook the world. Big names from Hollywood and Bollywood were being accused. Stories of harassments were being shared on the internet and hashtags were trending. On October 4th, a woman named Mahima Kukreja put out a Twitter thread accusing a former writer and actor for AIB Utsav Chakraborty of sending her unsolicited explicit photos and messages. As more women came forward with similar allegations against Chakraborty, the situation became a full-blown crisis for AIB. The same day, AIB issued an apology statement condemning Utsav's behavior, and they delisted all their videos featuring Utsav Chakraborty. In one of her tweets, Mahima shared that AIB knew and they still gave him work. In response, the next day, AIB issued a fresh statement saying, "We messed up." It read, "Sometime after Utsav had stopped being an AIB employee, Tanmay Bhatt received specific detailed allegations about him in private and personal conversations. Tanmay confronted Utsav in personal capacity, which led to Utsav calling the victim, leading to further harassment. "We made a big mistake. We should have cut all ties immediately." 3 days later, to make things worse, women unanimously accused Khamba, one of the founders, of sexually and mentally abusing her. The news spread like wildfire, and within hours, AIB had lost everything. Their deals with Amazon, Hotstar, Netflix went down. Their first film that was supposed to be premiered on Mumbai Film Festival was removed from the lineup, and most importantly, AIB suspends 2 of their founders, Tanmay and Khamba. Now, from the start, AIB had been a controversial group, always making the news. But this time, it was different. This time, the company's future was at stake, and they were struggling to get out of it. On May 2019, AIB shocked everyone when they announced that they were shutting down, that their YouTube channel is for all intents and purposes dead for the foreseeable future. It meant a decade-long journey was about to end. But there was one last thing the boys always wanted to do.
I want to give Bot Army our next mission. It's a very emotional moment for me and the whole team.
It was a huge risk after all those controversies, but they had to try.
It would be a nice first film to start off with. It was an emotional decision.
It was the last project together after all.
As you can see, it's houseful.
The hype is real, the excitement is real.
The movie premiered on Jagran Film Festival, and the reactions were.
We just watched Chintu Ka Birthday.
Totally worth the hype. It's a great film, I really loved it.
Like anything that comes out of the AIB production house had a lot of heart.
Now what should we do?